Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here today to discuss about Hell in a Cell 2021 review pay-per-view. I'm gonna say this. Some of the matches were pretty decent. Some of the matches were whatever. Didn't really matter if it was on the pay-per-view or not. The matches were kind of cut and dry, more like a televised matchup more than anything else, some of them. But it wasn't a terrible pay-per-view. It was an average pay-per-view at that. I'm going to go over every match, maybe not in a particular order that they showed up on the show, but I will give you a scoring system from 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, and we'll go over the entire card here. So the first match on the card was Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship inside Hell in a Cell. This match was a very decent matchup. It had a lot of creativity. Women seem to have a lot of creativity inside Hell in a Cell, while the men seem to do the same old stuff that we've seen repetitively throughout history. So, I gotta give a lot of credit to the women in this matchup. I'm not particularly, a big fan of Bianca Belair as champion right now. She has not been placed in a good position. I'm not saying she's terrible. I'm just saying the storyline she's been placed in have been awful. That I will admit. Overall, though, not bad of a match. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, most definitely. It definitely was a good matchup nonetheless. Seth Rollins and Cesaro was a 3 out of 5 stars. And I'm just being generous, because honestly, the ending of that fucking match was clearly a shitbag ending. Seth Rollins wins the matchup with a roll-up pin. Cesaro was actually dominating the match near the end and almost won the damn thing, but Seth Rollins managed to get a roll-up pin and Cesaro could not get out of the pinfall. Go figure. Sounds like something that should have been on SmackDown. This match was a 3 out of 5 stars, and I'm just being nice because the action was decent. It wasn't bad, but the ending sucked. So wasn't too happy with the ending, but the overall action that took place was very good. Storyline build-up towards it was terrible. Next match on the card was Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. This was god-awful trash. I'm giving it a 1.5 out of 5 stars. First off, the match only lasted 7 minutes. Secondly, apparently Alexa Bliss has a newfound power in her wrestling repertoire. She has mind control over other performers that are in the ring with her. You got that right, folks. You heard it correct. Right here on World of Wrestling, Alexa Bliss now has the ability to control people's minds. So, apparently, if you put her up against Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair, she'd be able to beat them with no problem and remain champion forever until she decides to retire from pro wrestling. This is a fucking joke. You got Shayna Baszler losing to a fucking midget like Alexa Bliss, and don't get me wrong, she's a good wrestler at times, but her gimmick is overplayed, over-enhanced bullshit that literally would not allow you to be able to win. This woman has every possibility to win, no matter what. I mean, you got Shayna Baszler putting her in a submission hold with her arm, and she looks directly into her eyes, and all of a sudden she lets go of the actual hold, and Alexa Bliss starts kicking her ass. Then Nia Jax looks concerned for Shayna Baszler, and Nia Jax wants to help her, and Alexa Bliss gets control of her and slaps fucking what's his name? I forgot his fucking name. It doesn't matter. Gerald, whatever that fucker's name who's been with them forever. Who the hell gives a shit? He gets whacked around and he ends up getting nailed, and she goes ahead and makes a roar sound, Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax does the same. So apparently she has mind control over other people. This is fucking ridiculous, folks. Really, really fucking ridiculous. So, what a wasted out fucking matchup. Next we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. This match was decent, but it's been done 100 fucking times, and if you missed it, you didn't miss much. You did miss, though, Sami Zayn winning the match, which was surprising. I will give it that. But again, it was not needed to be done over and over again. This match has taken place so many fucking times, I've lost count. I'm happy for Sami Zayn to finally pick up a win over Kevin Owens with the downfall that Sami Zayn has had lately. It's been terrible. Kevin Owens hasn't been doing great either. He's been losing like nonstop as well. So it was a lose-lose situation, but Sami Zayn may benefit from it. You may see him on a winning streak. I doubt it, though. This match, I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5 stars because it was generally all the same shit we've seen in the past by these two guys. Very repetitive stuff. Good wrestling, but again, it's been done. It's boring. It doesn't enhance the pay-per-view or the match card at all. So that's why I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. So 2 matches on the card were below 3s, which is not good. Generally, I give an average Joe match at least a 3. These 2 matches have been shit. Okay? So let's get real. Next up after that was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This was a decent match. I actually enjoyed this matchup. The ending sucked because we know where this is leading to. Charlotte Flair will be the women's champion once again. Charlotte Flair ends up winning the match, but by disqualification, so she's unable to win the championship. They both smile and stare each other down as Rhea Ripley walks up the ramp, holding the title in the air, and that's how this match ends. She ends up hitting Charlotte Flair with the top of the broadcast table into the face, and that got the referee to say, "Oh, no, you're not allowed to do that," and they disqualified her. So, that was shit. This match, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because it was a decent match. Action in it was great. The ending sucked. So, there you go. Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship, which was the main event. Not surprised there. What can I say? This match was a good match with these guys beating the hell out of each other. Definitely a really good Hell in a Cell. One that a good Hell in a Cell that we haven't seen in a long time. Problem is, the ending sucked. Another match that was good, but the ending sucked. And I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I would have given it a 4, but the ending absolutely blowed. You have MVP get inside the Hell in a Cell because the referee was knocked out. Drew McIntyre managed to connect with Future Shock, tried to pin, but couldn't. So the referee had to unlock the door and get in the ring to take place, replace the referee that was knocked out. And MVP, showed up inside the cell and tried to interfere, which case he did later on in the match, and cost Drew McIntyre the opportunity to win the world title. And Bobby Lashley did a roll-up pin, grabbed the tights, and got the 1, 2, 3, and that's how the match ended. Really. That is how you're going to end your fucking pay-per-view? Just like that. That was a fucking joke. I really, really was upset with that. I started laughing my ass off at how fucking pathetic that was. I don't understand this company. You had a fucking great Hell in a Cell match between these two, and you had to end it like that. You couldn't end it with a full Nelson, submission. You couldn't end it with a spear. You couldn't end it with anything else but a roll-up pin and grabbing the tights out of desperation. And this was a last chance opportunity for Drew McIntyre, so no more chances for him. So we think. I think they're going to, go ahead and forget about that, override the stipulation, and say he got screwed at the end of the match, and we're going to get another rematch between these two. I wouldn't be surprised by it. They've done it before. Remember a long time ago, Mick Foley? He said he was going to be retired. They brought him back 50 million different times. Well, this is probably the same situation here. They're going to override this stipulation, say it was an unfair advantage that Bobby Lashley had, and we'll probably see this match take place once again in a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, probably in a ladder match. Who the fuck knows? Might not. It might be, overstretching it or really kind of pushing it. Maybe they actually stick to their guns and say, hey, Drew McIntyre, you lost. Tough shit. It's over. You're done. Personally, they could go a different route, get Drew McIntyre on a winning streak, and move him over to SmackDown and rival with Roman Reigns later on in the future. They could always do that. That would be a cool idea. The match that Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre had in Survivor Series of last year was excellent. It was a great match. I definitely would enjoy to see that. I would love to see that at like WrestleMania this coming next year. That would be cool if they want to go that route, or if they want to go with somebody else. I don't care. Personally, I don't care. I don't mind. If they want to keep the title on Roman Reigns for a while, they could always do that. Whatever. But thing is, I think Drew McIntyre will probably benefit more over on SmackDown. He's done enough on Raw. There's nothing more he could do. They need to find someone from NXT to take his place and actually build them up into a megastar that they failed to do with Drew McIntyre, which they'll probably fail with the next person that they bring up from NXT, because that's all they seem to do. Fucking Damian Priest is nowhere to be found from what I've heard. There's been no talks about him in people's reviews. I don't get this. I really don't, guys. Personally, I felt the pay-per-view is an average pay-per-view. Would I go back and watch it? Probably not. If I did, I would probably watch like 3 matches on the card, 2 women's championship matches and the world heavyweight title match with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, which wasn't all that great, as I already mentioned on this video. But that's pretty much that with this pay-per-view review. So you guys know what to do. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.